Welcome to Mac Weekly. I'm Megan Clementi. There was a lot at stake this week as some teams were fighting for the right to play in the MAC championship game. But there's only one team that seems to have already secured its spot. Northern Illinois is making waves not only in the MAC but nationally. Now ranked 14th in the BCS, NIU extends its nation-leading road win streak to 15 while increasing its consecutive conference W's to 24. The Huskies are currently one of only 5 teams in the league undefeated at 11-0, 7-0 in MAC play. But before we get to that, we begin on Tuesday night in Oxford, where Miami hosted Buffalo. We pick up the action late in the first, where Brandon Oliver goes 38 yards to the Miami 1. Buffalo QB Joe Licata finds Alex Dennison in the end zone, and the Bulls have their first points of the night. This time, they're 1 yard away from a touchdown, and they hand it off to Oliver. He runs up the middle for 6. Still in the second quarter, they get the rock to Oliver again, who gets his second touchdown of the half. This time, the defense gets in on the scoring.
And it gets pounded, it's ripped out by Mack, and Okoye Houston is gone. Khalil Mack leads the points for Buffalo. Touchdown, Houston.
Final score, Buffalo 44, Miami 7. Brandon Oliver finishes the evening with 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ohio hosts Kent State. Going into the second quarter, Ohio was up 3 until Golden Flash's QB Colin Reardon hands it off to Dree Archer.
And here's space for Dree Archer. He breaks a tackle and a touchdown for Dree Archer.
Tyler Tettleton orchestrates an impressive drive that ends with a TD pass to Mario Deval. First half winding down, and Reardon is pressured. He throws it up, and Casey Pierce pulls it down for 6. In the third, the Golden Flashes look like they're going to punt.
See how his mobility is. Oh, it's a fake. It's a fake, and what a hurdle! Oh my! Down the sideline, it's Nate Terhune all the way home!
After the extra point, Kent State leads 31-13. As the game winds down, they give it to Archer one more time.
He's got a block from Good. Archer sneaking down the sideline for a touchdown!
Kent State wins 44-13, and Archer finishes with an impressive 138 yards on 15 carries and 3 touchdowns. On Wednesday, number 16 Northern Illinois faced Toledo. Toledo on offense, but they cough it up and NIU recovers the football. The Huskies take advantage of the turnover and hand it off to James Spencer. He goes 19 yards for the touchdown. Second quarter, and Toledo quarterback Terrence Owens throws it deep to Alonzo Russell, who goes 45 yards for the score. Second half, NIU signal caller Jordan Lynch takes over. He decides to keep the ball and takes it in for 6. Owens decides to go deep again, and this time he finds a streaking Bernard Reedy in the back of the end zone for 6. Lynch calls his own number again with the same result.
Oh, good cutback by Lynch, and he's free. It'll be a touchdown, Jordan Lynch.
Lynch with another QB keeper, and their lead extends to 11. They hand it off to Spencer and finish the evening with the final touchdown of the game. NIU earns a 35-17 victory and a trip to its 4th straight Mid-American Conference title game, while setting the MAC record for consecutive bowl appearances. On Saturday, Massachusetts faced Central Michigan, and the Chippewas came out ready to defend their home field. They hand it off to Zerlon Tipton, who runs it up the middle and gets the first 6 of the day. Up 10-0, CMU's defense cracks down.
Doyle feeling some pressure, jump ball up, intercepted. Central Michigan picks another one, and CMU is going to maybe take this one all the way back. Touchdown, Central Michigan.
After the extra point, Central Michigan leads by 17. Cooper Rush and Titus Davis had a strong connection in this game. Here's the first touchdown, and later in the third.
Cooper's going to throw. He's got his man. That's Titus Davis. Another CMU score.
Chippewas get the shutout 37-0, and Rush ends the game 231 yards in the air and 2 touchdowns. Bowling Green visited Eastern Michigan and took an early 3-0 lead. EMU gets on the board when Sean Kurtz gets the INT and returns it for 6. Johnson would quickly forget his turnover and unleash an impressive Falcons offense. First, he would find Ronnie Moore.
Checking down. This is Ronnie Moore on the grab. Ronnie Moore with speed. He got that sideline. It's see you later.
And then he would connect with Moore again. He would take it 27 yards for the touchdown. This time, he hands it off to Travis Green, who stumbles, gathers his composure, and gets the TD. The Eagles win 58-7. Johnson's numbers at the end of the game, 264 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. It's the last week of the regular season with one game on Tuesday evening and the remainder on Friday. Let's take a look at this week's matchups. Tuesday, it's Western Michigan at Northern Illinois. WMU wants to end NIU's dominance over the Mid-American Conference. To do that, they'll need big-time performances from freshman phenom Corey Davis, who happens to lead freshman receivers in receiving yards, receptions, receiving yards per game, yards per catch, 100-yard games, and receiving TDs. Northern Illinois just needs to continue to get solid play from quarterback Jordan Lynch. You can watch this game at 7 p.m. on ESPN2. The action continues on Friday when Toledo travels to Akron. Toledo may have lost their chance at the MAC championship game, but they still have plenty of football to play, including a bowl appearance. Against Akron, they hope senior David Fluellen can return to his early season form to lead them to victory. Akron has won 3 of their last 4 games. Toledo leads the all-time series against Akron 9-8, following a 35-23 win in the Glass Bowl on November 20th, 2012. This year's game kicks off at noon on ESPN3. Miami faces Ball State's high-powered passing offense, which is led by Keith Wenning. They average 323.1 yards a game, and the defense isn't too shabby as they're ranked 5th in the nation in turnovers gained. Miami leads the all-time series with Ball State 16-11-0 and is 7-5-0 all-time in Muncie. Miami has won 5 straight road contests versus the Cardinals. You can watch this game at 1 p.m. on ESPN3. At 1:30 on ESPNU, you'll find Bowling Green taking on Buffalo. Not only is this a battle for the MAC East Division title, but also a trip to the MAC championship game. Buffalo will have to stop the BGSU offense, who over the past 14 quarters is outscoring opponents 170-17. Buffalo's offense is just as potent, as their 37-point win was the Bulls' largest victory in a MAC road game since joining the conference in 1999. Look for a high-scoring affair in this high-stakes game. CMU hopes to gain bowl eligibility for the 2nd consecutive season and recapture the MAC Michigan Trophy next week when it hosts Eastern Michigan. You'll be able to watch this one at 2 p.m. on ESPN3. The final game on the docket is UMass at Ohio, and that game tips off at 2 p.m. You can watch it live on ESPN3. Stick around, MAC fans, as we find out who will battle 2-time defending champion NIU in the MAC championship game. Have a wonderful holiday weekend, everyone, and I'll see you next week for more MACtion on MAC Weekly.